but having music videos, like people want to see music videos. Like they're more looking at like the video than listening to the song probably.
Yeah.
Because you need to make yourself look like you're unique, like you're important.
Yeah, you're legit. It's like it's gotta be as high quality as the shit you see on, like from the fucking top of the fucking food chain artists out there.
Totally.
And it's hard because like they have fucking people behind them backing them financially, plus the money they're just reeling in if they're successful. It's like people say there's no money in music. It's like, well, probably not for most people, but there is fucking billions of dollars in the music industry. If you get to the top, you can be one of the richest people on the planet. But then it's like, so coming back down to the level of things that you guys are operating at, it's like, again, your own money going into that to make that shimmery final product.
Yep. No, for sure. And then like, because of limited funds, you kind of pick and choose what you want to do, right? Like what's priority. So right now for Mel, I know Mel's dealing with the music video. Really fucking just wants to put out a music video.
Yeah,
right?
Because my album came out a month ago, so I should be already doing my music video, but due to weather conditions, and I would rather go outside because the lighting is free. Yeah, right? You don't have to rent a studio. You don't have to pay like $1,000 for like 2 days of studio and light work, right?
Yeah.
We have a buddy that does video, so it's much easier just to do it outdoors and do something cool like that. But I'm just waiting for the weather to get better, first of all, and second of all, after this trip to see how much of a budget I'm gonna have.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
So how long has this tour been on your plan, and how long has it been taking you guys to work it all out and pull it off?
6 months of my time. It originally kind of started with like another artist that like we were gonna get him into the Canadian market, but that didn't kind of pan through. So, we just decided to go on the tour anyways because we had spent so much time just emailing, calling, like doing all the research as well. Like, I don't know the Halifax market at all. So there I am on Google, bars in Halifax, and then the place that we're playing this weekend is like it just came up, and I just emailed them. Like I found their email address, and they got back to us like actually like super fast. So nice. that was exciting. And then because I just had an idea as to like where I wanted to go. Like it'd be really cool just to go out east and like peddle our music out there, right? So as soon as Halifax happened, that was the first show we got out here.
Nice.
And then I kind of just started hustling more and more to figure out. I'm like, all right, well, we're going to Halifax. We might as well just like try to get as many other shows as possible, right? So through like a series of connections, that like a bar that I emailed said, go talk to this guy, and then this guy, Jeff Gallant, he goes, he's in a duo. They're performing in Charlottetown with us, Blunt Brothers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, you've heard of them?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Dang.
Yeah, they're around.
Yeah. So actually, MDB performed with us in Moncton. So he was super cool. So I'm really excited for the show. But anyways, Jeff Gallant helped us. He's like, yeah, man, I basically know everyone like kind of like in the Maritimes that does hip hop, and we'll get you the venue and get you hooked up with some people. And so he was super helpful putting that together. And then the Moncton thing was just kind of like a sort of like a last minute add on. It was just kind of like an additional thing where we're coming through like these days. Do you have anything? And they're like, yeah. So we just did a Wednesday show. So
yeah.
But yeah, 6 months in the work.
But it's cool that we did the Wednesday show because we got to meet Soundround. Yeah. They'll be performing with us here tomorrow.
That's okay.
Really solid band too. They were great.
Yeah.
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 Krosst was doing all like the contacting the venues and booking like the dates of the shows and managing, I guess, the whole event. And I was doing a lot of the promotion and the graphic work. So I was YouTubing how to I know how to use Photoshop because I used to do photography, but how to do like more like graphic design type of stuff. So I was making like online posters for us and cool graphics. So like, I guess the look of the whole tour actually has some more content, right? Like the delivery.
Yeah, the Instagram page looks great.
Yeah.
With the dates and the posters and stuff.
Yeah,
there.
so I did all of those.
Yep.
And that works
Nice.
for posting on Instagram, right? Because it looks good, and then people were communicating with us via Instagram from those pictures. So
That's how actually the band that performed with us in Moncton, Soundround, got a hold of us.
Yeah.
Because I was running a promo ad on Instagram, right? With like the tour dates and everything. And it was really funny because I had actually gotten so many rappers hitting me up. Being like, hey, yo, man, do you need someone to perform?
yeah.
And then I'm like, maybe, send me your music.
Oh yeah,
And
you
then,
gotta check it.
yeah. And then, so it turns out that, like, all these people were just, like, really, really bad. Like, they were, like, the worst SoundCloud rappers.
Oh no.
And so I'm like, oh, thanks. I was like, thanks, but no thanks, man. You know, like, we kind of have, like, a full roster. Like, I let them down easy. Like, I don't tell them they're shit because, like, maybe they're just starting out, but, like, that's not the kind of thing we're going for,
Yeah.
right? And then so Soundround, the guitarist, Justin, actually messaged me. He's like, hey, man, we're this band. Do you need anyone to perform when you're in Moncton? And I was like, yeah. I was like, well, send me your music. So then he sent us the music, and I was like, oh, wow. So I actually, like, straight up told him, like, fucking finally, someone that's decent.
Yeah.
So, and then they got on the bill for Moncton, and then were like, oh, hey, do you need anyone to perform in Halifax? And I was like, well, yeah. So now they're doing Halifax with us, too.
Badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's fucking. I love Instagram. It's probably my favorite out of all of them. I mean, that's how you reached out to me.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that you were doing this podcast, right? And, I mean, I'd met you before.
Yeah.
But, I thought a podcast would be cool to do in Halifax, with, link up and how Instagram is, it just works.
It's just weird
different
how
than
everything
Facebook.
like just links, like
Yeah.
using social media like appropriately for like it on each different platform and using it right, it works.
Yeah.
And it takes some research too. Like personally, I do like a lot of reading online, like how to use the platform strategically.
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron does the same. Like he listens to podcasts and things like that.
Yeah, a lot
Like
of
we're-
music business.
We're basically 24/7 investing in our music career by not even like paying for things and doing things, but just like learning
Yep.
how, like what's the future in the music business. What do we
Yeah.
do?
Yeah.
Staying current. That's just gonna put you. That's gonna give you a huge leg up on anyone who's not doing that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. That's awesome. Man, I mean, even my boss, who owns a roofing company, has, like, it's either 10,000 or 20,000 followers on Instagram. He gets tons of jobs through Instagram.
Really?
Just posting fucking nice pictures of roofs.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And all the other roofing companies, like, the odd time there's, like, these meetings and stuff, there's just, like, they got nothing on him. He's got the fucking Instagram market, 100%.
Well, you're right though, because Instagram has also become basically almost your online resume, right? Because it's so visual, it's built around visuals, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, chefs, all chefs have Instagram, and then like your boss, who's a roofer, has Instagram, and like with the right hashtags and stuff too. Like people,
Yeah.
like the people that are interested in things, they look up those hashtags,
Exactly.
right? And then they
Yeah.
like things. And then it is really funny how things just link on social media, right? Like, I was spending a lot of time on Instagram, like hashtagging, like just looking at the hashtags for Halifax and Prince Edward Island and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And just liking a lot of photos and trying to interact with as many people on the Instagram to kind of build that hype as well, right?
Yeah, man.
And same with Facebook, spending money on Facebook ads to like boost my my music video that came out, right? I'm still boosting that now.
Yeah.
And all East Coast to try and build that fan base before we came out.
Yeah, you don't even have to put a big budget. It's just learning like where to target it and like specific times of the day too, where
Yeah.
people are like online. it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole new world.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
No kidding. But I mean, it shows your seriousness about it, which is like, if someone wants to have a career in anything, it's like, you can either have a job where you just like go for 8 hours, if you're lucky, a day, and then you go home and fucking do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Or if you have a career, which is what you guys are going for, like, you gotta be putting in the hours, like 80 hours a week, like fucking just balls to the walls, giving her, pushing it. Sounds like it's what you guys are doing, and it's like, there's just no, I don't think there's any stopping people with that much drive, you know what I mean? Like, just someone's gonna like chisel away at their passionate project every day like that. It's like, you just can't not make progress.
Yeah, I think it also helps for me to like have that mental image of like, this is all I've ever wanted to really do, and I can't picture myself doing anything else, because like I just don't feel like me personally and my personality is suitable for normal day life. So music is like the best thing for me to do, and I just love it so much too, right? And then also for like Mel's there as well, so Mel has a different set of skills than I do. And
Yeah,
so
we kind of complement each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, I do, like I said, a lot more like the creative stuff, like the promo, like the images, and Aaron's really good at like more of like the management part.
Yeah. Like,
So it's really like 50-50 because both are really, you know, time consuming.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that we both save actually a lot of time that we're doing half of the work.
yeah.
I'm doing 50% for both of us, and he's doing 50% for both of us. Plus, we do the shows together, right? So that helps that we're already like a lineup of like 2 acts, so that a lot of people want to jump on board. Versus if you're alone doing it, it must be even harder.
Yeah. I know guys who are fronting their bands, and they have to do everything by themselves, and it's like, for whatever reason, you have other band members that aren't as invested, or they just want to show up and play. They don't want to help with any of those other things, and yeah, I don't know how some people do it. It's crazy. And then you gotta like work to make money on top of all that. It's just like, it's a fucking miracle that anything ever gets put out by anybody.
Yeah, and that's why you appreciate it that much more too, right? Like when you meet the artists that you've worked with, or like that you just hear about, and like you almost automatically just become a fan of them when you hear about how hard they've worked just to get there, right?
Yeah, it's admirable, right?
Yeah, right. And those kind of things is like, I mean, what Mel was telling me in the car when we were driving through that snowstorm was like, well, take it as like a thing as to ask yourselves, how bad do you actually want it?
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like, fucking right. Like, man, like, I feel like there was most points where I was like, I could just turn around right now and go the fuck back home, right? And just, fuck you, I don't want to be here, you know?
Yeah.
And, but I don't know, we just continued anyways. Maybe I'm just an idiot, but, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, you do gotta want it that bad. Like, against all odds is how these things happen, right?
I guess so.
Yeah, I think there's nothing better than just performing live in as many places as you can to get your music out there, because as much as social media is handy, there's still nothing better than like that real interaction with real people.
Yeah, I mean,
and word of mouth goes.
It really does. And the people's experience they have when they flock to concerts, it's like a goddamn religious experience people have when they see good concerts, and it just moves them in that deep way.
Yeah.
I mean, people just are compelled to go to concerts. It's like, the average fuck will just go to the, big names that they grew up with or whatever, but if you can convince people to come and you deliver and you knock them back on their feet, and just like, they're gonna come back and they're gonna talk to their friends about it. Yeah. And yeah.
Well, I can relate to that. Growing up, I've probably been to like over 200 concerts, like rock festivals, metal shows, the whole deal. And I remember like that feeling of seeing like such an awesome band that I've never heard of before, like part of the lineup. And you just feel it in your gut, like, wow, this is amazing. And you're like a kid with your mouth open, like in awe, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny because I'm kind of just sitting back now during the tour and watching Krosst do his thing because I couldn't perform. I had no voice a few days ago. And so I'm just in the crowd yesterday.